So a while back, I was making a quilt, and you saw me cut off the excess pieces, and these were triangles when they started out. They had come in this larger size, and then a medium and a small, and I threw those away because I don't work in miniatures or tiny pieces smaller than this. This is about as small as I go, maybe 2 inches, but that's about it. So yesterday I sat and I sewed these together, and I thought, well, they kind of remind me of the broken dishes pattern. So this is the beginning of the broken dishes pattern. I had laid them out yesterday, and today I'm going to sew them, and it takes 4 of these laid out to make one block. So if I did the math right, I think I get 4 blocks. I'm not too sure, but whatever it is, I'll figure it out and put it into a charity quilt. Couple of things that you can do on these. These are all pressed the same way. They're all pressed towards the dark. So when I flip and sew these together, and I take this one and I grab 2, and I sew them together, these seams up here are just going to lock together. Well, hang on a second. It takes 2 hands to put them in place. So there's the lock. Okay, you want to have them butt up right against each other, and then you can sew right down here. The other thing you can do, which I'm not going to do because I guess I should have named this channel the Lazy Quilter. I don't clip things. I mean, you could clip these off, the little dog ears, and when I do, I make quilter's jelly out of them. No, you can't eat it, but it's a jar and it has quilter's jelly on it, and it's kind of cute. It's on my website. And so, there's that. But I don't do it. They're going to not be in each other's way. They're going to be on opposite sides. Even when I put this together, when I sew this whole piece over to here, I'm going to chain piece it, and I'll show you how I do it. But I'm not going to clip the ends off. You can. I'm just not going to do it today. So next step is to the machine. Okay, so I moved everything over to the sewing machine, and just to keep things straight in my head, because I tend to sometimes get confused as to where I'm at and what needs to be done. Why isn't my sewing machine turning on? Oh, changed some plugs around, so not sure what's happening down here. Hang on. All right, so just to keep myself straight, what I do when I get ready to sew these is I flip over a set, and a set is these 2 top ones. Don't mind the thunder. I live in Florida. We're about 80% chance of rain today. So when I get ready to sew, one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to line these up so that my seams almost look like a little baby quilt block right there. You want to get your edges even and get ready to sew. Hopefully I have enough bobbin thread, because I didn't think to check that, but here we go. And then I'm going to grab the next grouping that I had laid together, and same thing, I'm going to come down to the bottom and make sure that's nice and flat, and you can feel it with your fingers. You want to get your edges nice and even. And again, you can pin. If it makes sense to pin for you, please by all means pin, but pin. So here we are. Alright, so now that's one set. So I'm going to come over here. Let me show this to you again because it's easier to move the camera. Alright, I'm going to do it this way. And then I'm going to show you the back end of this. Whoops. Alright. And let me grab this. And you're just going to, keep doing it until you get them all done. And you can do a number of things here. If this is too much, like you're going to get jammed up, you can push it so that your needle stops in the down position, and then you have a little room under the foot to kind of lock it in place so it doesn't go anywhere on you. Sometimes that's good when you have a thicker piece at the top. If you have all thin pieces like this, where it's just 2 pieces of fabric, sometimes it's easier to do it the other way. Alright, now, that's the one I did, but now when I go to trim these and cut these apart, I'm going to cut them apart every 2, because here's my piece. This is the benefit of chain piecing, is you have them together. So I should have, if I counted right, I should have 16 of these, and then when I lay these out, I will have 4 blocks. I think that's the math. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and work on these and get these done. So I'm going to finish sewing the pile I have here into groups of 2. Then I'm going to cut them apart and stitch them together. And I'll show you a short little video on that one. I'll add it all to this so it'll be one big long one. And then I'm going to iron them before I put them into the bigger block. Okay, so real quick, here's the pieces sewn together. And as long as it looks like this, you're in good shape. So then you're going to put it, again, right sides together. And this is what I was trying to say before. Your pieces are going to lock here. So, bad thunderstorms here today. So we're going to start there. And when I get to this one, I'm going to let the seams fall naturally the way they choose. And this one wants to go up and the bottom one wants to go down. And I'm just going to let it do its thing. And then I'm going to hold it here. Again, where I have my fingers, it's called finger pinning. That's where you would put an actual pin. So let me get one started in the machine so that I can show you what it looks like on the other side. And all right, let's see what we got here. All right, oh, I moved it for the other pieces. All right, so then again, I'm just gonna let the seam tell me where it wants to go. And then here is, let me move my camera a little bit. Here's the block. Okay, so I'm going to make these and then I'm going to iron them and then I'll show you how to lay them out from here. The pattern is broken dishes. All right, so here are my 16 blocks all laid out, and what I'm going to do is, the easiest way I found to lay these out is they all go in the same direction. So if you put the darkest corner up in the upper right hand corner in all 4 sections, then you have created the broken dishes. So I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to flip this over and keep myself straight. I'm going to sew all of these together this way with the chain piecing in here, and then I'll sew them lengthwise and I'll cut them apart. It is only going to make 4 quilt blocks. These finish roughly 5.5. They'll finish to about 4.5 inches, each one of these, when I put it into here. So it'll be about an 8-inch block. It won't be very big. It won't be enough for a whole quilt, but this is all I have in this color. So I won't put them in a quilt right away. I'll save it and do something else with it later on, but they will go into a quilt. They're just going to have other things added to it. All right, so here's the final picture of it. Like I said, I have 4 of them, you know, the other 3 over here, and it does finish to approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.5 inches. It'll finish to 9 inches once it gets in. It looks strange here on the ends because that's your 1/4 of an inch seam. So when I sew whatever it is I'm going to sew next to it, I'll probably put a border around it. I won't lose my points. I'll have nice clear points here. You'd like them to meet in the middle like that if you can get them that way. It's not always, it doesn't always come out that way. I just kind of got lucky today. Sometimes if I'm in a hurry, it doesn't work that way. But here we are. I mean, it's not a bad little block. It's cute. It does use up some scraps. I just had all blues. You can put, these can be a variety of colors, as can your lights. Just so long as it's a light and a dark. I don't know that mediums would work too well in this particular pattern. But there you go, broken dishes. If you make it, post it. Let me see it. Tag me in it.